Hello ladies and gentlemen, MarauderEX here, back with more Let's Play Shining Force CD. We are in Book 2, the first fight of Book 2. And yeah, I power leveled just a little bit. I got everyone at least to level 3. Deanna's almost level 4, or Deanna is level 4. Eric, Natasha, and Luke are almost level 4 as well. So yeah, I put a little bit of work into it, not a ton. So yeah. In the meantime, let's do some damage to this Dragon Newt guy, who's come in and wants to be a pain. I don't really need to attack with Deanna at the moment, because he's already level 4. And we still have that goblin over there. Eric, you haven't really done as much, I feel, so not that it matters, because you're going to level up, and someone else is going to get that kill. Dawn. Dawn will get the kill. And Dawn is level 4. Who do we got next? Luke, you're going to level up no matter what. So I'm actually going to heal Eric, because he took a little bit of a hit there. And he already has heal level 2. He got heal level 2 really early. So it seems kind of weird to have a heal spell that early in the game. Or heal 2 that early in the game. Alright, so we'll cast Blaze. That should level up Natasha. Yep, level 4 as well. And she learns Freeze in the process. Deanna is already level 4, so let's let Yaha get the kill. And there we go. First fight has been taken care of, and a level 4 there. So lots of level ups on the screen there. That's great. Ah, thief. So we just saw a centaur run off with the sword of Haja. Haja? Must be the work of Iam. Yam. And there, Graham took a fighting stance with the sword of Haja. Oh, jeez. He just bashed through the wall with the sword. That was a thing that happened. I'll get him, as all three of them kind of fall down and trip over each other. Alright, so now we're going to be moving into the second fight, where we're chasing down the thief. And that's actually a pretty impressive jump for a centaur. I can't imagine that was comfortable. Look, there he is! Rats, they're after me. Dwarf. Yeah? A Cypress Battalion. Graham, you idiot, you've been followed. Go ahead, leave this to me. Yep, yes, I'll go on ahead. That's the plan. So now we get to chase down a thief, but yeah. Hurry everyone, get that man. And we all jump from the cliff too. And Yaha falls down the cliff. He is our comic relief. As if the cooking pot on his head was not enough. Wait a moment. If you're after Graham, I'm afraid you're out of luck. I'm afraid I can't let you go any further. My faithful followers, attack! So, the start of Battle 2. So, who do we have that's still level 3? Or is that... everyone is level 4. We've gotten everyone to level 4. That is perfect. Alright, so, everyone's level 4. Who do we have in this fight? So, we've got... Goblins are back for more. HP of 9, attack of 10, defense of 6, agility of 4, movement of 5, with short swords. There are 3 of them, according to this. We've got scavengers. HP of 13, attack of 11, defense of 6, agility of 6, movement of 5. The middle sword, still better than what we've got. Why aren't we taking that middle sword when we kill one? As well as medical herb. According to the guide, there are 2. But then we also have... Dragon Newts are back. Now we have 2 of them. HP of 15, MP of 5, attack of 12, defense of 7, agility of 7, movement of 5, with an axe and Blaze 1. Now, Blaze 1 actually does make them kind of a threat, because they can do, like, guaranteed 6 points damage with Blaze. So that's a lot of our HP at the moment. The new enemies that we have... Huge Bats. HP of 14, attack of 13, defense of 8, agility of 6, movement of 6, and they are carrying an antidote herb because, like the huge bats that we encountered in the very first fight of Book 1, they can put us to sleep. So, be careful. And there are 2 of them, and then we have, not really the boss, but the boss, the Dwarf. HP of 18, attack of 14, defense of 8, agility of 7, movement of 4, carrying a hand axe. So, that's it. That's what we got. We have 2 bridges here that are really just choke points. We'll probably want to go to the southernmost bridge because that gives us more surface area, so to speak, to move. So, and I'm not nearly as fussed about this because, you know, I'm now level 4, so I'm a little bit stronger than I really need to be, but not to the point to where it makes the fights comical. Like, they can still do... There is still a level of threat in this fight. It's not a high level of threat, but it's still there. But I'm also still low enough level to where I'm getting the full amount of XP from all of these enemies like I should be. So, that's really kind of the middle ground I was trying to go for. I wanted it to, you know... I mean, Jaha was taking 1 point of damage from them at level 1, so that's not exactly a thing, but it's... I want to be, you know, fairly leveled so that I can, you know, make use of the game. That it's easy to do, easier to do, mostly because, you know, it also has to still be entertaining. It's that fine line that Let's Players have to do. It's like, you want the game to be challenging, you also want the game to be entertaining. Like, not everyone finds, you know, repeated failure entertaining. It can be funny, but it's not always the same type of entertainment that you want to get. I feel like I'm not making any sense with this, but there's been a lot of conversations I've had with other content creators and content consumers for Let's Plays that, you know, we weigh the pros and cons of a lot of these things. But anyway, enough about that. Let's talk about the game. The game itself, I'm actually way more familiar with Book 2 because I had Sword of Haya on the Game Gear. I played the hell out of this on the Game Gear. Now, granted, it was Game Gear sprites. I kind of want to do like a special video comparing the graphics between the two because they did update the graphics for the Sega CD version. So I kind of want to like showcase the two things. And obviously the music is considerably better because, you know, the Game Gear was not a musical powerhouse, you know? But I really do want to showcase the differences between the two versions because it's actually almost a shock to me to see this story in this style because I'm so used to it looking very different. Like, so very different. But again, this is, you know, a game that I have a lot more experience with. I loved the Game Gear version of this. And I can tell a story about this that's entertaining. So, the year that I got this, every year during the summer when I was growing up, would go and spend summers with my grandparents. And as a thing, we, you know, I'd bring whatever games I was playing at the time, either the Genesis, and after a while I just started bringing my Game Gear because it was portable. was easier to deal with. And that year, that summer, the game that I picked out that I wanted to bring with me was Shining Force Sword of Hyjia. And I went out and bought it, and I ended up getting in trouble between the time we bought it and when the trip actually happened. I was not the most studious of children. Like I would get into trouble by just not doing work, lying about it, that sort of thing. Like it was bad. I was a dumb kid, but I ended up getting in a lot of trouble. And since we'd already spent the money on the game, I was not allowed to start it until I was already, out of town. Like I couldn't start it before we left. That was the stipulation. It's like, okay, well, sure. Well, the game was already open, so how are they gonna know? So I just took the game out of the package as carefully as possible and sat there and played it, and got used to the first fight over and over again, really. And because I didn't want to get too far because I couldn't save it, because if for whatever reason, like, one of my parents decided to check the game for the save files and whatnot and see if it had been played, I didn't want it to be completely obvious that it had been played already. So, yeah. And what's funny is, this was actually my brother's suggestion. I think mostly because my brother was also doing something that would have gotten him in a lot of trouble. So that was one thing that we used to do growing up, is if one of us was doing something stupid that would, not pan out well for us, we would often encourage the other to do something stupid as well, so that there was, a way to share the blame, spread out the fact that we're going to get chewed out by our parents type of thing. So yeah, that's we did that a lot. And so I was encouraged to be like, hey, yeah, go ahead and play Shining Force. I don't even remember what it was he was doing that he shouldn't have been doing, but it was, I'm going to go do this thing that's going to get me in trouble. Why don't you do this thing that's going to get you in trouble, and that way we know we're not going to rat each other out. I actually think that was one of the big things about it. I really think that was the logic behind it. Like, if we do this, like, if we were doing something stupid and the other wasn't, it was, means for potential blackmail. It's like, oh yes, I can rat you out to mom and dad, and oh, you don't want me to rat you out? Well, why don't you make it worth my while? And then after a while, it just became preemptive. So, the joys of growing up with an older sibling and, trying to not get in trouble. And fire. That's going to hurt Yaha a lot. I need to get him well off the front lines. Do you have a healing item? You have an antidote item. Alright, let's see if Dawn can grab his attention. A little bit. 7 points of damage with a critical hit. That might do it. Alright, Eric. I don't think Eric's going to do 8 points of damage, but... Oh, holy crap, he did. Well. And he leveled up to 5 in the process. I really need to heal Yaha, though. I'm not as worried about it now, because... No, I don't want to put him on top of Yaha. I want to put him next to Yaha so I can heal. But yeah, so I played the crap out of this as the Game Gear version. And I was really surprised to find out years later that this was the same game. I didn't think it was the same game. I thought Shining Force CD was something that was completely different. Yaha is still level 4, and he is my only level 4. So I will let him get the kill on the dwarf. But yeah, it was really entertaining that, I learned that this game was the same game that I played, and then it was that interesting story of... I love it when games have a story, and I've thought about going back and doing the gaming nostalgia stories and things like that, because I think that would be entertaining to do in this case, because I have such a connection to the Shining series that I could talk about some of these. Like the story I just told you. In fact, that would probably be my gaming nostalgia story for the actual Game Gear version. So, but yeah, there's just such a history there with that I find to be fantastic. And with the kill, Yaha gets level 5, and we finish the second fight. Well done, everyone, but we've lost the thief. We must retrieve the Sword of Haya no matter what. I love how Mayfair's just like, yep, gonna jump. Thames village is just ahead, and we can gather information there. Alright. And the village is set up very much like what you'd see a village in Shining Force 2. So this is the Thames village. Thames. Let's question the villagers. We may find a clue to the thief's whereabouts. Deanna, come with me. And so we're going to go into the weapon shop. Excuse me, I'd like to ask you a few questions. Sure, come in. We've got some great merchandise. No thanks, we'll come again. Thanks for stopping by. So, like, we didn't even ask about... It's like, go into the weapon shop. Well, that was interesting. Let's ask someone else. I wonder if this is what kind of prompted them to actually make towns explorable. Or if that was something that they always wanted to do in the Shining series, they just couldn't. Because Shining Force 1, Shining Force CD, the Game Gear games specifically, like that, they were just, you know, battle story. There wasn't really a lot of exploration. Any of the exploration you did was in the battles themselves. So apparently there's no one here. It's very strange. There's some guy walking around. Looks like a cleric of some sort. Hey, wait! Why are you running away? I'll be placing the villagers' lives in danger if I talk to you. Have armed soldiers invaded your village? Please, I must go. That's a yes. The villagers are being held captive. That's why we don't see anyone. They'll release the villagers in exchange for the sword. Listen. Do you honestly believe they'll keep their promise? No. It's the only chance I have to save them. There's another way. Join us and together we can defeat them. Yeah, we've been kicking their ass. Pretty consistently for a while now. I believe that together we can save my people. I'll join you in this worthy cause. Slade, the priest, has joined the Shining Force, and it messes with me because so many of the names in the Shining series have been reused. When I think of Slade, all I can think of is the mouse person from Shining Force 2, the thief. Look, there's Graham with the Sword of Hyja. He's heading for Albert Cliffs. Let's go. Alright, so here we go. We're in camp and we have a shop. Let's look and see what we've got item-wise. We can buy middle sword, bronze lance, hand axe, leather glove, bronze rod, iron arrow, medical herb. And any deals? No deals. Alright, so let's buy the things that we know we need. So, middle sword for Deanna. Just a little bit more offense. Bronze lance. We'll need 2 of those for our knights. But we'll keep the spears because it's always good having a ranged option. And Dawn has lower attack. I wonder if any of her other stats are higher to compensate. And a hand axe in exchange for the short axe. And I think leather glove is what we currently have equipped. So let's see. Yeah, that's what we currently have equipped. So that's not what we need. And then a bronze rod is... So I can buy a bronze rod. I need to do that. And then apparently someone soon will be getting ranged attacks. So let's buy a bronze rod. I can't do anything with it at the moment because it would be for Natasha. And then I'll probably buy some more medical herbs. I've got a fair number of them, but while we're here, let's take a look at our newest force member as well, because we haven't gotten a chance to look at him. Slade, the priest. He comes to us at level 3, HP of 12, MP of 12, attack of 13, defense of 7, agility of 8, movement of 5, with heal 2. So it took us 2 fights to get a legitimate healer on our side. But, you know, that's okay. That's fine. Like I said, took a little while, but we have an actual healer now. So, let's go ahead and switch out items. Items, give... I'm gonna exchange the bronze rod for the wooden staff. And I need to equip the wooden staff, or the rod, and then sell everything that we don't need. And that's where I'll end this episode. So let's go sell stuff and call it a show. Alright, sell everything, see how much money we get back. We had, you know, over 1,000 to start with, which is alright, mostly because of the power leveling. And I wouldn't even really call that power leveling. I'm hitting level 5, so I'm 2 levels above where the game would want me to be. Because again, once a new member shows up, that's typically where the game wants you to be. Like, that's a good indicator of, like, what level should I be? Oh, this? Okay, sure. Alright, let's go ahead and buy a couple of things, healing related. And then I'll call it an episode, because, you know, it doesn't matter. Being a couple minutes longer than usual is fine. This way, I want everyone to have at least one healing item, because I feel like so many of my force doesn't, because they are all falling on the same people. So, and give one to the healer, and that should do it. So, yeah, I'll go ahead and save it here, and I will see you all in the next installment. So till then, later everyone.